I had forgotten how stressful and intense a deadline day can be when you're not going like, well, if we got money left over, there's the summer, right? Because I don't plan to be here past the summer. I do want to hear more from the comments section about that. It's like, I don't know if I want to stay 3 years, but, is there a justification to stay a little bit longer than 6 months? But that's not how I went into the window. I went in going like, we need to spend every single penny we can. And we ended up spending $1.25 million. Wait a minute. That's not what your budget was. Yeah. I mean, we are $142 a week, or 142 euros a week short. And there's a deal that might still happen. I think maybe somehow that could solve that problem. Let's go talk about it. First things first, the ones that didn't happen. So down here is Andre Pierre Guignon. He took an offer from Saint Etienne for $4,000 a week more, which I can't really argue. So we kind of had to wait for that to fall out before we went like, okay, time to make some other changes. We went after Curtis Jones at $22,000 a week on loan, and he took the offer from Aston Villa. So that kind of left us in a little bit of a bind. So I've signed 5 players. We've kicked out a bunch of others to balance the budget. 2 of the players we signed are just okay. One is really an investment for the future, which doesn't really help me. It goes back to, you can't always trust your scouts when they are not the best, right? And like, it's that you have imperfect information, but you have to make a move because it's deadline day and you just haven't been able to get everybody scouted. So we made a move. Let's go look at the players one by one here. This is our biggest out, Jonathan Delaplay. We sold him for $14.25K. Yep, you heard that right. You notice how he's on $3.6 grand here? Yeah. He was getting paid $13.75 grand for us. And I started going, I was like, what? Wait a minute. I did the math, and like, he wasn't good enough to play. Like, he was a decent backup, but like 13.75 is like 715,000 euros. So it was like, you can leave on a free, just somebody take the wages off of our books. And Grenoble did that for us, which was massive. So that was the first change. I should say that wasn't the first change, but that was the major change that kind of shifted everything on deadline day. We sold some youngsters that were like 2-star and 2.5-star potential that weren't going to make it. Just like, it was one of those things, like, I'm squeaking going like, if we can get an extra 625 euros a week, like, that adds up on 3 players. If they pay us 70 grand for them, that adds up. So we kind of nitpicked our way as we went. Our first pickup here, again, imperfect information, but I wanted to have a player that was versatile enough to play up and down the spine. Now, he won a regular starter, and if he gets mad, I'm not going to be here. Is my yeah, sure, whatever. But he's only $4 grand a week. So again, we had that one loan player, which was about the same quality, but that was a center back / right back, that we were playing 9.25 grand a week. So I felt like, well, I don't have all the information I need. And then once he got here, it was kind of like, but maybe he develops a little bit. We could work out a deal in the future with Cagliari. I'm not super excited, other than the fact that he's 6.2. 6.2. He's 6 feet 2 inches tall. He's 6'2". That's what I meant to say. But again, I felt like, well, we still save some money, and we still have that backup player, and I can drop his regular starter down. If he gets upset and leaves, okay, it saves the wage budget. This is the one that's probably the most disappointing because, again, the range of the ratings from our scouts, like, I think we probably got the bottom of every single one of them. Like, I haven't looked explicitly. He's that classic, like, I'm a pacey, occasionally can cross it winger, who really prefers to be an advanced forward, which, again, looks decent. Now, what I think saves this as a deal is he's fringe player. He's only 4.7K a week, and he's 20. And so we gave him a long-term deal. We paid $500. Now, the $500 is, like, spread out over 3 seasons. And then it can go up to 650 if he gets to 50 games and 50 goals and, all the stuff. So I don't think he's a terrible signing. Like, the value looks to be about right, but not my best work, right? It's just one of those things that goes back to, I've always been the guy that's like, I got to know everything about the player. And like, this time I was like, if I'm sitting here, with a pile of cash and 20 grand in my wage budget, people are going to go like, why didn't you help improve the squad? So we kind of had to gamble a little bit. And this is one of the gambles that, again, I don't think is a complete dud, but yeah, not great. It gets better. Next up, we have loan from Lille. Boubacar Soumer, regular starter, midfielder, in a bind, can play DM, kind of a playmaker. You know, I kind of like him as this advanced playmaker, has all the right stuff, but we're going to start him out just playing central midfield support because we have a playmaker. 21, 3.5 star, on loan for 13.75 grand a week, but we're not paying any other fees. It's literally just to cover his wages, right? Yes. So I feel like I've improved, right? He's our best midfielder according to our assistant manager. He's not like fourth, so we're paying for him, right? But I think he's very, very solid. We just got to work him into the squad. He's got 7 subs playing for Lille on a 6-4-3, which is not inspiring, but I think the attributes are there, at least. Next up, we have activated the minimum fee release clause for Eric Balthach. He wanted to come home to France. We paid 500 grand for him. He's worth 1.2 million. We're paying 8.5K. He's an important player. What this enables us to do is he can play with Wissa, and Wissa can also play striker. So like that gives us an option to rotate them, or he could play over here for Lorient. Like, I'm not saying he's the depth option. One of those guys probably becomes the depth option. Although you could argue maybe it's Lorient, Armand Lorient. I don't know. He was playing for Amonoia. I thought it was onomatopoeia. In the Cyprus League. But again, he has some experience in the French League. Again, he speaks French, so like that'll help him like join the social groups and all that kind of stuff. Good determination. Really good dribble. Like free kick taking. He's the guy, right? Like I think he's a good signing. And, if they sell him after we leave for $1 million, we've done well by the club. Last but not least, Serdar Dursun was literally at 11 o'clock at night signing because I had some leftover money and it's just like anything we could do to try and squeeze some more out of this transfer window, we will. Regular starter, maybe. Another striker, 3.5 star. He's not going to get really any better. 2.2 million in value. We paid 250 grand. He got this season, in the first half of the season, 6 goals, 2 assists on a 7-1-8. Now that's in the 2 Bundesliga. Okay, fair. But I think he's got the capability to do a job for us. Now, again, these guys, I kind of went regular start, yes, because it was kind of at the very end, and I couldn't really afford to go back and forth on no, we can't give you full, minutes that you want. We'll figure that out as we go. But I think, again, he's listed as our best striker. So, maybe that's all right. So again, this is the overall transfer screen. The name starting here with the Cagliari player. This is the loan player. I just showed all these to you. On this side, again, this is throughout the window, right? So 300 grand for Wadja, Saunier for 75 grand, Nakubi for 25 and a half, Bellin for 42 and a half. All of these, like the small ones, are just like get rid of players, free up wage budget, sell them now. They did end a contract on some of them, and I was like, yes, 2 grand, 7 grand, sure, clear up my wage budget. A couple of these were like decent prospects, but not outstanding. I didn't even bother getting like sell-on clauses on most of them. It was just like I need to free up an extra $1,200 a week, and these two added up to that. So that's kind of where we're at. So from a team report standpoint, go to our squad depth here. We still have, it depends on who you ask, right? So like we have, this is the guy, sorry, Pierre Yves, the guy with the hair. We have a loan thing going on with Mlada Boleslav for like maybe 20% of his wages. That like if this goes through, it solves our wage budget problem. And I was like, he wanted to go on loan and they just didn't get the paperwork in on time. So that's why I go like, I don't think he's actually going to play or that's going to go through, but I'll be happily surprised if it does. So depending on who you ask, right? You got Malfi up top, Wissa from the left wing, and Serdar Dursun. So again, like I kind of see them as just about all the same, but there's good depth there now. Boygard is definitely our 10. So that gives Wissa, Lorient, and Eric, good old Eric, as our left wing options. It's kind of like the same ones, except Gribich can also play on the right. That's interesting that Armand is better on the left than he is on the right, and we've been playing him on the right. In the middle, Auberger, Chalaba, who's our center back. Laurent is our right back. Badu, Salmer. So that's the partnership moving forward. Kind of docks Thomas down a little bit. And our center back options are essentially the same, which again goes to show you, like, this guy, again, I think this is broken. That's not his actual, maybe that's his potential, but it's not his oh no, that's his potential and role suitability. I always misread that. So that's not where he's at right now. So that's probably a mistake, if we're being honest. But overall, I'm actually pretty pleased, right? So we got a striker, we got a winger, we got a midfielder, and a backup center back. And a winger or winger/striker. Where is the Gonzalez is way down here. That is, an investment for the future. Yeah. That's how we're gonna sell that. So let's look at the schedule. So we we smashed them. You saw it, right? 4-0. Now we take on Rem, who are in 7th, and then Nice, who are in 11th, who we just beat 1-0. And then this game doesn't matter now. Like Lille, I'm willing to rotate heavily in that game. It would be nice to get the money from going to the semifinal, but it's almost a distraction, right? It's like I don't need that. So it'll be interesting to see, because there's 3 games in a week here, right? So what I've done from a squad standpoint is we have brought Sodar in, but the winger we're gonna leave on the bench to rotate in, and Salmer is I would say significantly better in that, like, it's more than like a half star or a star. It's probably a star over Moncondu that he comes in. But we're not going like full on bring everybody in that we just signed. Again, I'm gonna leave Legoff on the bench because against Nice, having that more attacking thrust. Again, from a table standpoint, they're on 31 points. Nice is on 28 points. We're down 18 points. So Strasbourg won their game, but we are now still 3 points off of being at least even. Not necessarily from a goal differential standpoint, but at least on points from 17th and 18th. So, like, we're still in the hunt here. This is a massive game. Massive game. No. We're at home. We'll try it. Do the opposition instructions. Because it's one of those things, like, you have to integrate these folks into the squad. So, like, just because, like, they're good doesn't mean they're necessarily, like, ready to just step in and smash some faces. So I would like to kind of ease them in, although we're going to throw 2 of them straight in. So it's kind of a mix. And it's also, managing the minutes of the 2 guys that they replaced. So am I just justifying? Probably. Oh, he's nervous. Carry on right where you finished last match. Hey, mate. Hey. Seems motivated. Get in, son. Anything we can do to squeeze some positivity out. Here we go, my friends. They are 2-1-2 in their last 5. Presumably that oh no, that's us. Sorry. I gotta remember who we are. They're 3-1-1. And presumably one of those losses might be a cup game or something like that, or a win. I don't know. There's the fancy table. Again, that 4 goal differential thing is massive, right? Like, we're now only 3 and 5 goals off of the 2 teams ahead of us. Like, that's pretty significant. Versus if we'd won by 1, right? We would be, what is that? Like 6 and 8 goals off. That could matter at the end. So we'll see how this goes. They've got a little bit of better start. Not really. It's kind of even, I guess. Somer is not loving life. He's like, oh, I can't believe you started me. Well, mate, look at your contract. Well, there goes that plan, my friends. Oh, what's he got? Potential thigh. Okay, thigh is not as terrible as other things, I guess. We're still going to put him on attack. This is your time, man. We didn't start you, but come on down. This is why we signed you. Suddenly we need depth. Hey, depth. Hey, depth. Demand more. Yes, they like that. Most of them. Most of them like that. Cool. Even on possession. They've had a slight advantage from expected goals, but not significant. No one's had a really amazing chance. It's kind of a rainy night. We're playing a slow tempo. That's probably not helping. We've been the better team, he says really confidently. I believe in you, mate. Oh, I'm having to do so much coddling. Do you do coddling with your teams? I do. I believe in you. Yes. Okay, they're liking that. And if we don't like the results we're getting here, we do have 4 more subs. We could take, the new folks off and bring on the old guard that we were definitely just giving a rest to and see how they do. Okay, we're looking a little more positive here. Okay, Samer, 6.8. I think that's a good debut, right? It's a good debut. We will bring him off for Moncondu, who's composed. Now he's motivated. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We're not... Uh-oh, Cafaro's not ours. This is their corner. Away! Yes. Nice. Run after that. Why aren't you running? Okay. Dorsun is there. Serdar. Oh, heavy touch, mate. Heavy touch. Okay, but we're closing down. Cafaro plays it back. Get back in your shape, boys. Fresh legs. Oh, intercept that, mate. Stick a foot out. Oh, okay. Wisdom. He's like, I know this guy. I got him. I got him, boss. I got him, Gaffer. Here we go. Oh, Jukes' man showing off for the home crowd. Yes, definitely home crowd. Eric. Go down, Eric. Oh, lofts it towards the corner. That was, he's, like, hey, look at me. A little bit. Gravillon has not played exceptionally well, which is a tad concerning. Okay, our only center back option is apprehensive. That's not what we want to see, and this guy's not doing so hot. Do we take him off for someone who's super motivated? I do think so, because this game, while important, we are playing 11th place next, so get some rotation there. And let's see some fresh legs. We're going to go for it with Muffy. I apologize if I'm butchering those names. Let's demand some more here, see how we like it. So where is on a yellow? I think we're just going to see it out. I don't think a draw is terrible. We're at home, but again, 7th place, right? Like, that's got, 10 more points than us. I'm not disappointed with that. Let's be positive. Yes. Good team talk. Yeah. Hey guys, like, we're building, okay? Where does that leave us? Still 3 points off, and the other team that was down here won. But it's again, we didn't fall behind. We stayed even. It's okay. It's not time to hit the panic buttons. That's not good. 4 to 8 weeks out. Hey, mate. We got you, mate. So, my friends, next episode, Lille and our relegation playoff rivals, Angers. Let me know what you think about the transfers. Were they a complete disaster? What would you have done differently? Hit the like button. We'll see you next time.